Coach, it's kind of felt like a scrappy game where you guys just kind of had to pull this thing together, one pitch, one inning at a time. What are your thoughts on how the team performed, specifically Chris Billingsley?
Well, Chris Billingsley has great stuff. Y'all can see that. I mean, he's got a great arm. He's got a good breaking ball. I think the young man in the short part of the season so far has had some tough luck. I really like him, and we're gonna need him, right? And I know he gave up the 3-2 fastball home run to their left-handed hitter, and gave up a run there in the eighth inning. But I really like the kid's stuff, and we just got to keep running him out there so we can then count on him as much as possible on the weekend. I think he's got some of the better pure raw stuff on our pitching staff, and I thought he hung in there and gave us 2 innings, and he's going to continue to get opportunities for this team.
Hey, Dad.
First off, Coach, I want to wish you a happy National Brian Day. I don't know if you do that or not, but it's our
There
day.
is actually.
Yeah, it is actually a real thing.
Okay.
So,
that's great. Thank you.
Noah Sullivan tonight, and after Drew Wires last night, you just have guys keep showing up, having big games over and over again.
Yeah.
How are you finding these guys to just spot in the lineup, who's going to play? We talked about it a little bit last night, but is it just what you see in practice, or is there something more happening behind that?
I'd say it's more a little bit what I've seen throughout the season, but also the conversations and relationships that you have with players and you build with them, that you have a gut feeling on what you think that they're potentially could do. Certainly Noah Sullivan had a great night. He's been really working on some swing adjustments over the last handful of days. I knew it was coming at some point, and that showed up tonight. How about his first game at first base, and with Stallman being out, he stepped in there and did a nice job at first base for us. And so, all of that said, I'm not real, I don't have a great feeling about how we played tonight. We did not play good complementary offensive baseball like you need to play, like that we're going to need to play. There were 3 times in the game we had a runner at second base, no outs. And, you hit the ball to the right side, that runner moves to third base even if you get out with 1 out. And in all 3 times we hit the ball to the left side of the infield or left field and did not advance that base runner, and ultimately didn't score any of those runs. And so we have to, when those opportunities present itself, because the games are going to get tighter, we've got to play better complementary, opportunistic baseball, and capitalize on more of the opportunities that we have and that we had tonight. I don't know what we left on base, guys, but 9. Okay. We're better than that, and so I challenge the team. We'll play another game in 12 hours. It'll be a short night for them, but it'll be a short night for both teams. That we come out and play a really good fundamental baseball game tomorrow.
Got time for maybe 1, maybe 2 more, Sam.
Tyler Pitcher's had a pretty good start to the season. What do you like about the way he's pitching right now?
Yeah, I really liked Tyler, the way he pitched tonight. He hadn't pitched in a little bit of time, and that was part of some things that he needed to work on and clean up. And I felt like tonight, especially in his first inning, he was really, really good. And then he managed that second inning. And, you talk about Billingsley, Tyler Pitzer's another guy that we're going to need. And so coming into this weekend, Coach Parker and I talked about some guys that we absolutely wanted to get into some situations. And Tyler Pitzer and Chris Billingsley were 2 of them, because whether you're going to need them on the weekend or the middle of the week, right? Once you get to league play, you're going to be using a lot more guys, and that's going to, make that the middle of the week game. You're going to count on more pitchers as well. So getting both of those guys out there was big for us, and I was proud of both of those guys on how they pitched, and we're going to be counting on Pitzer heavily.